What's up, guys? Welcome to Life Knowledge. My name is Justin Alphabet. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe down below. Stay to the end of the video so you get all the information that you need. Today we're going to be talking about celibacy. Okay, so you guys have maybe heard of like the positives and the negatives of, some of what celibacy has to offer before. I wanted to go over both the positives and the negatives together. This is for people who are not in a relationship or marriage and, post breakup and things like that, or pre-relationship as well. So, first off, if you're a virgin, stay that way if you can. It's better not to mix your energies. And this video is going to be talking a little bit about energies and how people feel emotionally and energetically when they're attached through sexual activity or intercourse. So, this isn't necessarily medically sound or whatever. I want to preface this as I'm not a doctor. And what I'm talking about does not have to do with, science per se. Some of it may, but mostly it's about energetic and energies and the sharing of energies and emotions. Emotions are essentially an energy, or each of us has an energetic field around us as well. Each of us has a vibration or a frequency that we vibrate at, or our body and molecules and cells and atoms all move at. Rocks have, a low vibration, and their, particles don't move very much when you look at them under a microscope. A plant has, living organisms, and every cell is moving. We look at different diseases and different types of things that vibrate at different frequencies. Sperm cells, they're moving. Different cells move at different speeds. Blood cells move. Every cell, every organism, everything on the earth that is matter, or a thing, moves at a different frequency. A chair has molecules, wood has molecules, etc. And I'm beating a dead horse here, but everything has a vibration, a frequency, and a thing that a vibration that all of its molecules move at. So the point being here is that humans have the same thing. Every cell in our body is moving. And when you are in a relationship, the longer that you're in a relationship, the more you and your partner become one. You kind of sync up in a way. And there are different, lengths of time that this can occur, this can happen. And it's not always a good thing. It's typically better that a man stays a man and a woman stays a woman, and you keep your separate individual selves, and that you come together as a man and a woman, happily married. If a man starts becoming more like a woman won't be attracted to him. If a woman starts becoming more like a man won't be as attracted to the woman. And we see that with unhappy relationships where a woman is bossing a man around, or a man is not, and the man is not being manly enough. So the woman is telling the man what to do and leading the relationship, in a traditional relationship, or vice versa. A man is, not leading the relationship, and the woman is, or whatever. So they're switching roles. A man is supposed to lead a relationship. A man is supposed to be the man and, do man things. A woman is supposed to be a woman and do woman things. And we have different roles that are separate but equal, and different. And that's okay. It's okay to be different. It's important. That's what creates attraction. If you think about the different sides of a magnet, if there's two sides that are negative touching, they'll oppose each other. They'll never actually touch. Two negatives cannot ever fully connect unless forced. And then eventually they'll push away without force. Two positives, it's the same thing. If two positives are touching each other or trying to connect on a magnetic level of attraction, they will never fully be able to touch. And so they'll spread apart. And so you need a positive and a negative to come together and join together in unity. And that's what creates true attraction. So anyways, with celibacy, there's an important part of it and the reason why I'm talking about it is when a positive and a negative come together, they leave a sort of imprint on each other energetically. Each of us has some of the energy, some of the habits and traits and, ideas and things from the past. Whoever's been in your life has affected your life. Your parents have affected your life. Your brothers and sisters have affected your life. Your teachers, your co workers, your roommates, your student body, whatever you were in school or whatever, like the group you were with, the jocks, the emos, the nerds, whatever, like everyone around you has affected you in some way, either positively or negatively or both. And the point here being is that every single person in your life has left some kind of energetic impression upon you. And so, if you've had a lot of negative, impressionable people in your life, it's great to start looking for some positive people. But it starts with you first. You gotta level yourself up to the point where you have a positive aspect, and then you'll start seeing more people and noticing more people and attracting more people who are positive. Typically, when we're on a negative level or a negative frequency, we attract more negative. So, and an example of this is like post breakup. So, this happened to me a couple times where, like, if I started dating someone shortly after I had just gotten out of a long-term relationship, I would typically attract someone who was on the same level as me, like of hurt or pain, like, because like attracts like, right? So if I was hurting and in pain and, getting over a breakup, I'd attract someone else who was hurting and in pain and getting over a breakup, or something similar, right? Sometimes you can also attract someone who's still not healthy, who is trying to heal somebody else, right? That's another possibility. If you're hurting, you could attract someone who's a healer as well. And that's not a good thing either, because like that's what's bonding you in a relationship, is the fact that you're hurt and they're a healer, or they're hurt and you're a healer, right? And that's once they're done, once they're healed, they won't have a need for you anymore. Or once you're healed, you won't have a need for them anymore. So that's an unhealthy relationship. And oftentimes people can't keep themselves celibate long enough after a breakup, to appreciate this. So the reason why I'm trying to explain this is because after you go through a breakup, be celibate for a while till you find someone who's worth putting your energy out there. When you have intercourse, you're exchanging energies with people. You create something that some people call a soul tie, or an imprint, or a, connection, right? A tie is a connection of a rope, like when you tie each other together. Or a connection is a connecting thing, connecting energy that bonds people. It's a bond. Sexual energy bonds people together. And so you don't want to bind yourself to just anybody. If you bind yourself or create a bond with random people, you'll have so many strings attached to you that it'll pull you back and weigh you down and hold you down until you figure out a way to cut all those strings. And that's a hard process. It's easier said than done. It's difficult. It takes a lot of therapy, probably. But the point that I'm trying to say here is that be choosy about who you have sexual intercourse with. Be choosy about who you, create a bond with, because these bonds are typically permanent. I still have, memories and energies from elementary school from my friends on the playground. So imagine, that energy is still with me today. Imagine how much that energy of, having sexual intercourse with someone is going to affect you going on into the future. If you find some woman who has baby mama drama, or, has a lot of issues and whatever, that's going to follow you into the future. Our actions have consequences, and the consequences don't always manifest in the physical, right? You could have someone, you could have intercourse with somebody, forget about them, and move on, and then never think about that. But that energy could be holding you back years down the road, and it'll take a while to figure that out. So the point that I'm trying to say here is that you need to be choosy about who you create a bond with. And that's the spiel of today. A lot of people don't think about the energetic consequences of their actions, or the mental or emotional consequences as well. They only think about the physical ones like STDs, pregnancy, things like that. They don't think about the emotional state or the mental state of intercourse. And so I recommend celibacy until you find someone who's worth it. Because in relationships in my past, personally, there were a couple times where I lowered my standards. I had a standard set for who I wanted to marry, who I wanted to be with. And there was this, one girl who I got with who was way below my standards. She was a beautiful girl. However, she had some boxes that didn't fully check on my list. And what was funny is that I still tried to make it work with her, and I was the one that got hurt in the end because I had lowered my standards, and it made me even more mad because I lowered my standards for her. I lowered my, boundaries and everything. Like I lowered myself to her level and put myself down here. But then once, she had me or whatever, she moved on. Or like whatever. It was like one of those healing versus hurting sort of situations where I was trying to heal her, and then once I healed her, she moved on, right? So the point here being, and it was more complicated than that, but the point is, don't lower your standards. Don't go for people who are below you or whatever. Do the work, level yourself up, and then find someone on your level, because you won't be happy with someone below your level, and typically also above your level or whatever. Like, find someone at your level. If you have a beautiful girl who's, like for me, for example, if I have a beautiful girlfriend but she doesn't have a good personality, she's not on my level mentally or something like that, but she's up here beautiful, then I won't be happy with her. If she's down here on beauty and personality or whatever, then I just can't do it anymore. I don't have any energy left to give these people. And you have to realize that you only have a finite certain amount of energy that you can give to people during the day, and give to everyone in your life. You only have so many years, you only have so many moments and hours and everything. So stop wasting them and start spending them and investing them in people who actually matter to you and that you want to take into the future. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have the day you deserve. Let's level up, and I'll see you in the next one.